Guys, I'm going to show you how to make my chickpea chocolate chip cookie dough energy bites. They're really good for like a pre-workout or like a snack after a meal, a sweet treat, whatever. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make some oat flour. Now, you can do oat flour or you can use almond flour. I'm using oats and I'm going to make an oat flour because I'm out of almond flour right now. So basically, I'm going to take a cup of oats and I'm going to blend it up in my food processor until it's a fine powder. All right. You can get it more fine than this. For me, this is good. We're going to dump that out into a separate bowl. All right, and we're not even going to clean this out. We're going to add the rest of our ingredients straight into it. And 2 whole cups of chickpeas to the food processor. Now we are going to add a half a cup of, this is PB2 that I've reconstituted with water to make a peanut buttery consistency. We're going to add that in. We're going to add a half a teaspoon of vanilla extract. And this part is optional, but I really like it. I'm adding a teaspoon of cinnamon. You can add salt into here, about a quarter of a teaspoon. If you do not have salted chickpeas, I don't have salted chickpeas. I made these myself in the Instant Pot with no salt, but I am going to put flaky sea salt on top, so I'm not going to add sea salt in here. But now you need to add a sweetener of your choice. So if you don't want to use the PB2 reconstituted, you could use normal peanut butter or any other kind of nut butter you like if you don't mind the extra calories. But I'm going for a more protein, low calorie, high protein, low calorie version. But now we need to add a sweetener of choice. I'm adding this sugar-free maple syrup. You can use normal maple syrup. You can use agave. You can, if you're not vegan, you can use honey. Whatever you desire, but that is what I am choosing to do. So now I'm going to blend this puppy up until it is nice and smooth. It won't be smooth, technically. It's going to be kind of rough. We're not looking for smoothness, okay? I guess I should reiterate, because we are going to add the oats in here and kind of make it into a dough. So this is what it is looking right now like. We really want to get those chickpeas as smooth as possible. It's not going to be 100% smooth, but we want to get them smooth. You can taste test it too. So I'm going to keep blending this up until it's a little bit smoother, and then we're going to add our oats in. So this is about as smooth as it's going to get. I just taste tested it again. It's really good. Texture is good. We're going to add in our roughly chopped up oat flour right now, and we're going to blend this together again, and basically we want this to form a dough. And this is what it's looking like. It's sticky. You could just do it like this. They're going to be very sticky. You could do what I'm about to do, which is I'm going to add some more PB2 powder to get this to be a little bit drier, not quite as sticky. I'll add like 2 tablespoons at a time. Or you could add more oat flour, or you could add almond meal to this to get it to be more of a dough also. But basically, we want this to come together, be like a dough, like a scoopable cookie dough, and not too sticky. All right, so we basically added another 1/4 a cup of the PB2, not just dry, and this is better. Like, it's still a little sticky, but it's enough to where we can roll this into balls. So now you have to add your chocolate. If you want to add chocolate, you can eat it just like this. It's delicious. I'm going to add some of this chocolate, not a lot, probably like, I don't know, 2 tablespoons, maybe we'll say 2 tablespoons but I'll measure it out exactly. But you want a, obviously, dairy-free chocolate, and this is the one I'm choosing. So I ended up adding about 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. So we're going to put the top back on, and we're just going to pulse it, because we don't want to chop up those chocolate chips. We just want to get it integrated. Alternatively, you could just take out the dough before you put the chocolate chips in and just mix it by hand, but I think that looks pretty good. Now we're going to empty this out. We can actually just take out the blade and pull it out from here, a scoop at a time, and roll it, or you can just dump it into another bowl. Now my dough is pretty warm from being in the food processor. My chocolate chips are starting to melt a little bit, so I'm actually going to pop this in the fridge for 10-15 minutes to let it cool off before we roll it out. It's been about 20 minutes. I kind of lost track of time, but we are going to roll these out now. So you can choose how big you would like to roll these out. I'm going to go for about 2 tablespoons. So yeah, basically you're going to roll them into little balls like this. You scoop them out, roll them into balls with your hand. We're going to put them in a container. I put parchment paper on it, but it's really not necessary. Also, some of the chocolate is still kind of melty, so I would say maybe leave it in there for a half an hour instead of just 20 minutes. There they are. Aren't they pretty? So I'm actually going to sprinkle on some flaky sea salt on top of each one of these, but it makes about 12 large cookie dough bites. You could make these smaller if you wanted to. That's up to you, but usually one of these is enough to satisfy my sweet tooth. So I'm going to go ahead and sprinkle the salt on, and then I'll tell you what the macros look like on these bad boys. Look pretty. And like I said, you don't have to add the flaky sea salt. I just think it adds a nice touch. You could actually add a little bit of salt to the mixture if you want to. I just think it really accentuates the sweetness of these. So each one of these bites is roughly 120 calories and 6 grams of protein. But it also has quite a bit of fiber in it as well. You're just going to want to keep them in a container in the fridge until you are ready to eat them. You guys should definitely give these a try. I think they're really nice if you're craving some kind of cookie dough situation. Like I said, they're great for a pre-workout or a little snack or a little sweet treat. Enjoy!